For Thanksgiving, I love to revisit my memories when it comes to video games. I remember the days going into the arcade and waste all my quarters on my favorite arcade games.
But let's just go back to the past. Back in the late 70s, everyone was getting their hands on the Atari 2600. Even though the graphics are still primitive, well, it's still a great game console for its time. And as for the early 80s, everyone was experimenting on some other arcade games and see which ones could actually stick.
There's a lot of game companies that made great arcade games, but the one company I stick with in a long shot is Namco. They made the best arcade games in their history in video games until their games are re-released in a series of games called Namco Museum.
And back then, there was a lot of Namco games, there's too many to count. Well, just for this video, I decided to take a look at all the Namco games that I happen to own with my own perspective.
Now I'm going to review these games in different ports, mostly on Namco Museum, which is ported in every console starting off with the Nintendo 64 and the Sony PlayStation. Let's begin with Galaga. This is made during the time when space shooters were popular in the early 80s. You're a spaceship shooting all the moving enemies up on the top screen. Most of them can be shot by one hit, while the four on the top could take two to eliminate. The object of the game is simple. You destroy all the spaceships on the top of the screen and then you move on to the next level. Well, there's also a trick in this game. If you get your ship captured, wait until you kill the ship that captured it when it comes down. Then you get twice the power. Occasionally, there's a bonus stage where you can destroy as many aircrafts as you can. And with two spaceships in your arsenal, well, that won't be a problem. So to my knowledge, Galaga is a really good game to play. But I don't play it that often because I'm not a huge fan of space shooters. Woohoo! Galaxian. It's another space shooter. Same thing like in Galaga, you shoot all the spaceships and move on to the next level. Galaxian is made in 1979, around the same time Space Invaders was popular in the arcades. Overall, there's not much to say about space shooters, so this is going to be your call on this one. Yeah. Mappy. This is different from other Namco games I ever played. So, you're a police mouse and your goal is to avoid the cats while collecting radios, TV sets, computers, Mona Lisa pictures, and safes. You can avoid the cats by opening these doors, which will fly them out of your way. Plus, these trampolines will take you to another level of platforms. Just be careful where you're landing. Now, I have to say that the music is so catchy in this game. How can you not enjoy this? I really enjoy myself with this one. Not a terrible game, but I'll still play it when I'm in the mood. Oh! Dig Dug. This is a game I truly remember because this is a game I played the shit out of. You're Dig Dug, digging around cleaning up the ground from pukas and figars. And once you clear them all, you can move on to the next level. You might want to beware of the figars because, as dragons, they breathe fire. That means they have a long-range attack to kill you. There is another way to defeat your enemies. You can trigger a boulder so you can crush them for extra points. When knocking enough boulders, a random vegetable will pop out for, again, bonus points. Overall, this is a game I truly remember. I will always count this as one of my favorite Namco games. Yeah! Xevious. Nice, another 2D shooter. So for this one, it tells about a fight between humankind and the biocomputer GAMP, which controls an alien force from planet Xevious. So that's how the name came in. So to my knowledge, this is the first sci-fi game made by Namco. Now, you might be thinking, us Americans, why is this a Namco game if this is published by Atari? Well, I'll make it simple. Back in Japan, Namco made it first, and that's why it's part of Namco Museum. And I've also heard that this game runs on Galaga's hardware. Yeah, nothing to say about that. Blech. Cutie Q. I don't know what to say about this one. It's just a simple game that it reminds me of Breakout. Or, you know what, forget it. It's just a rip-off of Breakout. Enough said. Gapius. Ugh! Another space shooter? Well, same concept as Galaga and Galaxian. You shoot all the enemies, bing bam boom, next level. You know, with the design of this game, it looks like one of the sequels for Galaga for some reason. Well, yeah, of course, it has an alternate name called Galaga 3. So, this does have the same elements as the original, but I'm just gonna stick with the original. Enough said. And last we have Pole Position. This is Namco's first racing game that I know of. And it's obvious for this one. You're a racer, starting off with one lap around the track to try to get the, well, pole position. But while doing that, you must not hit other cars, promotion signs, and skating on puddles. Yeah, they will slow you down if you do. There's nothing else I have to say about this game. All you have to do is just get a high score. You don't have to beat the race. Well, hell, that's what games are back then. Wait, what? Ichiwa! That's better.
Well, that was Namco Museum. Most of these games are pretty fun, but I can enjoy them whenever I can. I know there's one series of Namco games I didn't get to, but it's gonna have its own video. And, of course, I have to show you this. Don't you hate cliffhangers?
The pack is back, Ghost chomping at his feet, hacks our hero.